Hi everyone, I'm Francis from Last Minute English. Today we're going to learn 7 high-level but very easy to learn words and phrases all about the topic of crime. Crime and criminals and things like that. That's a very common topic in IELTS writing, and sometimes it comes in IELTS speaking as well. So I'm going to show you these 7 phrases. For each one, I'm going to give you a question, and you'll be able to find out the answer to the question at the end of the video. So this video is not just you watching, we're going to be working through it together. So let's get started with the first high-level word. So this one's actually a phrase, and it is lock someone up and throw away the, and then there's one more word, but I'm not going to tell you what it is. That's going to be your first question. So what do we throw away? Now, we can look at this and I'll tell you the meaning. The meaning is that we put a criminal in prison for a very long time, maybe for life, maybe forever. And we have some synonyms, which means words with the same meaning, and they are a life sentence. We have life in prison and a harsh sentence. And then antonyms, which are the opposite meaning, which is a lenient sentence and a slap on the wrist. And these ones are all also very good to use in your IELTS writing or your IELTS speaking. They're also high-level phrases. And we have an example sentence as well. I think we should lock drug dealers up and throw away the So, my question for you, what is the What do we throw away? I want you to pause the video, stop it now, have a think, and then at the end of the video, I'm going to give you this answer. So let's move to the second word, and this word is re-ate, and it is a verb. So your question is going to be, what's the middle part? What word are we missing here? So the meaning is to educate people to allow them to re-enter society successfully after they've been in prison. Okay, so kind of get them ready, get them used to being in society and not breaking the law. So an important thing for people to do. And we have some synonyms, which are re-educate, reintegrate, both of those are verbs. We have re-education and reintegration, which are nouns. So those ones have the same meaning as the word that you have to guess. And we have some collocations. Collocations are when it's a fixed expression that we often say. So these ones are also very useful to learn. So some collocations: to attempt to read someone. We also have programs to someone. Okay? So both of those are fixed expressions that we put this word into. And we have an example sentence. So many people believe that we should prisoners to help them escape a life of crime in the future. And my question, of course, what is that word? All right? Pause the video, have a think, have I ever seen this word before? Can I make a guess about what it is? And then at the end of the video, I'm going to tell you. Then let's move on to word number 3. And word number 3, I'm going to give you, it's an adjective. The word is premeditated. Premeditated. Okay? So I've told you the word, but what does it mean? I'm not going to tell you yet. That's for you to have a guess. But I do think that this one is possible to guess if you break the word into little pieces, particularly the pre part and the medi part. What do those words remind you of? Are there any other words you know that have those pieces in them? And can you use them to figure out, to guess the meaning of this word about crime? So that's going to be your question. So word family, so premeditated is the adjective and premeditation is the noun. We also have some collocations. So we have premeditated murder, we have a premeditated crime, and we have a premeditated assault, all very bad things. Our example sentence: We should have extremely strong sentences for premeditated crimes. So, what exactly does premeditated mean? Pause the video, have a think. If you want, you can write your answers in the comments below, and I'll tell you at the end of the video. Then let's move on to word 4. This one is a phrase, and it is a crime of So we have to guess what the is. And this one is a noun. The meaning is that a crime committed because of sudden strong emotions without any planning. Okay? And we have some synonyms. Hot-blooded, that's an adjective. And the opposite, the antonyms, we have premeditated, a word we know now. Deliberate, we have intentional, calculated, and cold-blooded. And all of those are adjectives as well. So my question for you, what is that missing word? And I'm going to give you some options. We have a crime of passion, that's A. Or is it a crime of love? Or is it a crime of emotion? Or is it a crime of anger? All right? So if you're answering in the comments, you can write A or B or C or D. A crime of, and then which one is it? You choose, and I'll tell you at the end. Then we move on to word 5, which is community service. This one is a noun. And the meaning, I'm not going to tell you, but I think this one is relatively easy to guess. I think you can guess it. So, collocations. To be sentenced to, and then we have a number of hours, maybe 20 hours, 100 hours of community service. Or to be ordered to perform, and then a number of hours of community service. Or to be given community service. All of those are common phrases that we use community service with. I have 2 questions for you this time. What is community service? Can you figure it out? And how do you translate it into your language? How would you say community service in your own original language? Pause the video, think, and I'll tell you the answer to what community service is at the end of this video. Let's move to word 6. Word 6 is d and a noun. It's a noun. So it's a noun that begins with D. Okay? What does it mean? It's a way of discouraging or scaring people to stop them from committing crimes. So it's a way of making people not want to commit crimes because they're kind of scared. And the opposite meaning of this would be an incentive or an encouragement or a reward. That's when we make people want to do something, not make people not want to do something. An example sentence. The death penalty is rarely used, but acts as a useful to potential criminals. Okay? And then my question, what is that missing word? And I'm going to give you 3 choices. So is it a distraction? Is it decriminalization? Or is it deterrent? Which one of these words beginning with D is the correct word here? Okay? Pause the video, think about it, and I'll tell you at the end. And then we get to the final word, word number 7, which is detention center. So we're missing that We need to figure out what the is. The meaning is a type of prison, but it's for criminals who are under the age of being an adult. So children, basically. If children commit a crime, then they might go to this detention center. And we have some collocations. So shipped off to a detention center, to be sent to an detention center. An example sentence. I don't think it's right to send underage criminals to prison alongside hardened adult prisoners. Instead, they should be sent to a detention center. Okay, so my question for you, what is that missing word? This one's a hard one because I haven't given you any clues. I've not given you any of the letters. So if you can guess it, good job. Pause the video, have a try, and I'll tell you in a minute. So it's time to take a look at the answers of these 7 questions. So first of all, number one, it's lock someone up and throw away the key. So the idea is we lock the door, we take the key, throw it away somewhere. We never open that door again because it's such a terrible person inside. Okay? I think we should lock drug dealers up and throw away the key. The second one is to rehabilitate. Tough word. Make sure you practice the pronunciation. Rehabilitate. And that's the word that means to get people ready to rejoin society. And you can see those collocations there. The example sentence, many people believe that we should rehabilitate prisoners to help them escape a life of crime in the future. And then we move on to word 3, which is premeditated, and the meaning is a crime that is planned in advance. It's planned before. And you might have been able to guess that one by looking at pre, which means before, and medi or meditate, which is to think about something. So it's thinking about something in advance, planning that crime. And it's different from number 4, which is a crime of passion. Passion was the right word. So it's like when you see something that makes you so angry that you can't control yourself. You lose your mind for a short time. And so many countries deal with a crime of passion more leniently, more gently than they do a premeditated crime. And that's something that you can write in your IELTS writing test, or you can mention it in your IELTS speaking test. And number 5 is community service, which means when people are convicted of a crime, they're found guilty, but for some reason, they don't have to go to prison. Instead, they go and help in the community. So they might clean the streets or do some other kind of task to help to improve the community that they damaged with their crimes. So that's what community service means. Then we move on to 6, which is a deterrent. So the correct answer was deterrent. So something is useful as a deterrent, it's an effective deterrent, and some people say that the death penalty can act as a deterrent. It stops people deciding to commit a crime. And then finally, we move to 7, which is a juvenile detention center. So that missing word is juvenile. That means someone who is young. And so we know that it is the type of prison, but not for adults, just for children. So, juvenile detention center, if you got it, if you guessed that correctly, very good job. So, those are 7 great words and phrases all about crime. Make sure that you review what they mean, how to say them, and how to use them. And also, if you found this video useful, please let me know which other topic except for crime you'd like me to make a vocabulary video about, and I'll be very happy to do it. You can give me your idea in the comments down here. If you're getting ready for your IELTS test and you want a complete guide to help you with all parts and something that's designed to get you a very high score, make sure you check out our IELTS Complete Guide down here. There's a very special price right now, so click on the link and check it out. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, please make sure to like and subscribe, and make sure you don't miss any other IELTS preparation videos in the future. My name's Francis from Last Minute English. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.